Time magazine should never have named Greta Thunberg as Person of the Year. And Greta Thunberg's parents should never have allowed their child to be exposed to the international political stage. It's time for the left, which includes Democrats in our own country, to stop hiding behind a child. I don't say this as a personal shot at Greta Thunberg. I've said this before and I will say it again. The radical left is hiding behind a child, and that is wrong. Greta Thunberg's parents and Democrats and activists and adults in the climate change community are exploiting this child, allowing her to skip school and become a public figure vulnerable to criticism, which can be damaging to a child. Democrats are hiding behind her and using her as a pawn to push their own political agenda. And here's how they're doing it. The Democrats tell us that we can't criticize Greta Thunberg for her politics or her policies because she's a child, which means they want us to accept everything she says, including abolishing fossil fuels and obliterating our economy, which, by the way, would cause the death of millions and millions and millions of people. But Democrats tell us, well, we can't criticize Greta Thunberg's policies because she's a child, which means they want us to accept everything she says, which shows us that Democrats are using Greta Thunberg as a pawn to push their political agenda. And the faux outrage from the left this morning actually proves my point about the Democrats using children as political shields. Aaron Blake from the Washington Post tweeted this morning. He said, "The president urges a teenager with Asperger's syndrome to work on her anger management problem." Here's the thing. Either you want people to treat Greta Thunberg delicately like a 16-year-old child with Asperger's syndrome ought to be treated, or you want people to take Greta Thunberg's global policy initiatives seriously as if she were an adult. You can't have it both ways. You can't expect people to treat Greta Thunberg's politics, her political speeches, as if she is an adult, but also shield her from the criticism that any and every adult on the international political stage would face. This is why Democrats choose children as their spokespeople for their pet policies. We saw it before with David Hogg and gun control. We're seeing it again with Greta Thunberg and climate change. The Democrats hold up these children as political shields so that they can ram through radical leftist policies and stifle dissent. And the people hurt the worst by this are the very kids they're exploiting, like Greta Thunberg.